Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about the Saturn Station. Saturn will station to turn either retrograde or direct twice a year. It will turn retrograde once, and it will turn direct at another time. But those 2 degrees are vitally important to know about. So Saturn on October 22nd will station at 24 degrees of Capricorn. Now, if you have any planets in your chart at 24 degrees of Capricorn, 24 degrees of Cancer, or 24 degrees of Aries or Libra, look out. You're going to have Saturn either conjuncting, opposing, or squaring that degree. And what's important to know is that Saturn will stay at that degree marking for about 6 weeks. It's tough, but it is going to turn direct because, you know, Saturn went back into Capricorn for a brief stay, and what it's done is it's bringing back everything that we need to know about to clean up and clear out once and for all. So Saturn is going to be in Capricorn till about the 3rd week of January of 2023. So then Saturn's going to go back into Aquarius, where it will remain in Aquarius for 2 years. But during this stay, let's talk about this. 24 degrees. Well, it's traveled from 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24 degrees where it stops in Capricorn. What is Capricorn? Capricorn is the economy. It deals with government. It deals with business. I mean, Capricorn is the 10th sign, which is relative to what? The 10th house in astrology. The 10th house is the house of career, purpose, and business. So everything has become more serious, more purposeful. But everything has been about a clearing out and a cleaning up of what? Government rulership. And I feel like between now and January, the 3rd week of January, around the 21st of January, of 2023, everything in the governments are changing. Everything in the United States and Canada, the world. The world is changing. England has a new leader and, well, new king. You know what I mean. They actually have the prime minister and other leadership parties, but still, we find that around the world that while Saturn went back into Capricorn, it went back to clear up and change and clear out many things to do with government. I gotta say this, everything that we know that's going on in the United States is about to clear out. Everything is changing. It's different, and it's not going to be the same after January. So anything that was not working well is going to surface, is going to be a sense of responsibility put towards it, and you're going to find a big clearing. And it's going to be probably sudden and an unexpected surprise. Why? Because while Saturn is here at 24 degrees, it is actually squaring planet Uranus for the 5th time. Usually these aspects, or it's the 4th time, excuse me, these aspects usually happen 3 times. But this is the final and last 4th time that Saturn squared Uranus. And that is always about a crisis, going backwards in time. I've done a number of videos, but there was issues around terrorism, there was issues around plane crashes, and there were definitely issues around big, massive earthquakes. So that's what we have to look forward to with this uplifting Saturn transit. But really, it's all about a clearing that needed and has to take place with this with this square with Uranus, because Uranus is the planet of sudden unexpected events. But all at the same time, Uranus actually deals with, I call it the Great Awakener. And it awakens us to a whole new way of viewing and seeing the world and life. And that's what needed to happen. We needed to see things for what they really are. That's why things had to get as bad as they have to get in order to really understand the truth and reality of what's been going on behind the scenes. Now we can see it. Now there's going to be a clearing. And the government, everything that we know that was old, outdated, didn't work anymore, even old leaders, they're out. The new's in. Something fresh, something new, something that looks at the world in a whole different light. And the tradition, which is kind of a shame because traditions are, well, tradition makes us think back at the past, but it makes us feel good because it's comfortable, represents home, where we've come from, what we're used to, what we're familiar with. But traditions are really much changing and on their way out. A whole new generation's about to take over the world, and it will be a different world. It will be a better world. Things are always advancing and growing and changing. But remember, Saturn going back into Capricorn for this last jaunt was really a time to clear out. And as I was saying, the last time that Saturn was in Capricorn while Jupiter was in Pisces was in 1963. And for those of you that have been around long enough, if that doesn't ring a bell, 1963, there was a huge change in the U.S. government. That was the assassination of Kennedy. We are looking at a big transitional change in the government again in the United States. Don't know exactly how that's going to unfold, but it will unfold and it will be different because these are cycles, these are patterns, and this is the pattern, this is the cycle that happened before. Similarities will happen again. And things need to change. Things can never remain the same. That's stagnant energy. So this is going to create major chaos, but a much needed change. And I think from this, people will start to have respect, and they will start to have their belief back in what they believe in. And that's the good of life. And that everything is always happening for a good reason. And that's what I see happening. Everything's happening for a good reason, even though we can't see it at the time. And it will create much needed transformational change in the world and personally in our own lives. So with that, I'd like to close. This will be the last and final transit of Saturn in the sign of Capricorn. Stationing, it is 10 times more powerful. Be aware if you have any planets at 24 degrees of a cardinal sign in Vedic sidereal astrology, not in tropical Western. I'm not talking about those degrees. So figure out your Vedic chart with your sidereal placements, because you need to know and be cautious if you have any planets at 24, Cancer, Capricorn, Libra, or Aries. So with that, I'd like to close. Thank you. And remember to sign up for my free newsletter, go to my website, galacticcenter.org, and check out my new magazine and my university. Thank you.